Hosea chapter 11 is one of my favorite chapters in all the Bible. It doesn't get a lot of attention because it's one of the minor prophets, the book of Hosea. Minor prophets are minor because of their size, their length, their number of words, as opposed to being minor in importance. Actually, they're just as important, the minor books of the minor prophets, which are the last several books of the Old Testament. The major prophets, such as, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, these are very large books, a lot of words, and that's why they're called major. But all the prophets are important. And I especially love Hosea because of this chapter. The words here are so, they capture the affection, the compassion, the warmth of God's heart to his people. And so, listen to the heart of God for his people here. When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. But the more they were called, the more they went away from me. They sacrificed to the Baals, and they burned incense to images. It was I who taught Ephraim to walk. There's this image of a child. You know what a father teaches his child to walk? Reaches down gently and holds their arms up and helps them along. This is the image here. It was I who taught Ephraim to walk, taking them by the arms, but they did not realize it was I who healed them. I led them with cords of human kindness, with ties of love. To them I was like one who lifts a little child to the cheek, and I bent down to feed them. Recently heard of someone said they were walking through a shopping mall and saw something very unusual. They saw a dog in a stroller being pushed and a kid on a leash. This is kind of the opposite of what it should be. But these cords of love, God is leading us. These bonds of love and compassion is coming from his heart to us. To them I was like the one who lifts a little child to the cheek, and I bent down to feed them. So much imagery here of the compassion of God, the provision of God, because he cares so much for his children, because he loves us so much, he provides for us, he feeds us. All these wonderful images of what you would think a parent doing with a small child, teaching them how to walk, providing healing for them when they get hurt. They run to mom and dad and get healed, get the treatment they need for their boo-boo, if you will. And then here we have the guidance. I'm leading them with cords of love. And so these first 4 verses are really describing how God dealt with his people in the past. Look at the past and see, did I not care for you? Did I not love you and provide for you? Don't you see my compassion for you? And now he shifts toward the present reality of discipline. Verses 5 and following. Will they not return to Egypt, and will not Assyria rule over them because they refuse to repent? A sword will flash in their cities. It will devour their false prophets and put an end to their plans. My people are determined to turn from me. They're determined to turn from the one who loves them the most. Even though they call me God Most High, they give lip service to his lordship, but they're actually turning away from him. I will by no means exalt them. And now we see again God expressing his compassion in spite of his people's rebellion. How can I give you up, Ephraim? How can I hand you over, Israel? How can I treat you like Admah? How can I make you like Zeboim? What are these cities, Admah and Zeboim? These were cities, most scholars believe, that were close to Sodom and Gomorrah, and they received the same fate as Sodom and Gomorrah. Others think that these were alternative names for Sodom and Gomorrah. Either way, these cities were utterly destroyed, and the only thing that continued on was their sordid reputation. God's like, I can't give you up like that. Even though you're behaving like heathens, like pagans, you're living in your flesh instead of walking in the Spirit, I can't utterly destroy you. I'm only going to bring discipline in your life. And God is saying, I'm not taking pleasure in this. God doesn't enjoy disciplining his children, but he does it because he loves us. Now look again with me at the text. Here we see again the compassion of God being expressed toward us, his children, even when we're in rebellion. My heart is changed within me. All my compassion is aroused. I will not carry out my fierce anger, nor will I devastate Ephraim again. For I am God and not a man, the Holy One among you. I will not come against their cities. God is very clear. I will bring you back to me. I cannot bring out the full force of my anger. It deserves my full wrath, my full anger, but you're my children. I'm going to discipline you to bring you back to me, but I'm not going to utterly destroy you. In fact, now he turns to give hope about the future, that they will return. Verse 10, they will follow the Lord. He will roar like a lion. When he roars, his children will come trembling from the west. They will come from Egypt, trembling like sparrows, from Assyria, fluttering like doves. I will settle them in their homes, declares the Lord. True children of God will return. God will bring discipline effectively to cause his children to return. This is a great message for us. No matter how much you stray away from the Lord, if you're truly one of his, he will bring you home. He will discipline those whom he loves. Read Hebrews chapter 12. And here we have just a tremendous chapter of God's compassion for us, his children, even when we do go wayward. But why stay wayward? Respond to his bonds of love, his affection, and return to the one who loves you the most and who has the best in store for you, to settle you in your home where you belong.